Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful 7/7/20. Today is 7/7/20, which is July 7th, 2020 star date. And welcome to our show. Welcome to the Morning Wake and Bake Show, brought to you by the Chosen Family. That is all of us on the screen. Everybody give a little wave, like hello. All right. So, we are gonna have a really interesting show today, and I'm actually really excited about some of the things we're gonna talk about. But first, this show is brought to you by our community, Minnesota Marijuana. If you are not a member already, go ahead and send one of us a friend request, and we will send you an invite. And our organization, Minnesota Normal. You can visit us at www.mnnormal, that's NORML.org. And you can find out what we are all about. And once you get done doing your own research, which it's always best to do your own research, become a dues paying member for as little as $4.20 a month. Today's show, we have a really cool article in National News regarding a study that just came out. And in local news, we have a couple of events coming up that we're going to be speaking about, and a few guest speakers that we have coming up on our calendar. And so stay tuned for that. But first, I'm going to pass it off to David with today's national news.
Hey, thanks, Barry. This article is done by Ben Adlin, it's published yesterday. Talks about the lazy stoner stereotype that has been smashed by study findings amongst marijuana consumers that they exercise more. The question comes up, does marijuana ruin an exercise routine? You might be surprised. A new study of older Americans found that cannabis consumers trended to do more formal exercise and engage in more physical activities than non-consumers during the course of a 4-month trial. While authors caution the findings are preliminary, they contribute to a growing body of evidence challenging the lazy stoner stereotype. In other words, they think stoners just can't get nothing done. But example that opposite.
They need to smoke more sativa.
Yeah, I think that's a false, the whole negative stigma around people that use cannabis. I think people that use cannabis do more stuff than lay around, unless they're doing dabs. If you do dabs, you're probably gonna lay around a lot. But I don't know. I heard a lot about dabs, but
I do dabs and I can't even sit down.
Dabs is the same thing as everything else, man. It depends on the strain.
And there's indica, absolutely.
So how? I'm just asking because I don't do dabs myself. It's never really been, my thing. I'm an old school stoner. I smoke joints and stuff. But for those of you that do dabs, is it possible to do too much or?
Yeah, if you do too much, fall asleep, and you'll get a good night's sleep, and you'll wake up the next day, and everything will be fine. There's your overdose. You may feel like
throw up.
Used to it. If you're not used to it,
you might throw up. That might be, but you'll be fine.
Yeah, see, I always hear horror stories. I think Corey was telling us the other day that somebody tried to do a dab, and he put the wrong end to his lips. And melted his lip off. Oh man. I don't know. Sometimes I get a little bubbly when I'm high sometimes. And
I can imagine you will.
So Mike, what you're saying is you need a guide.
Yes. I'm supervised.
No, it's similar to hitting the wrong end of a joint, y'all.
Right. In addition to that, I wouldn't want
500 degrees.
I don't want to faint. I don't want to pass out. When I smoke, I just want to smoke and hang out. I don't want to
just do a little bit.
My lungs come out. I think Corey was also saying your boy coughed and broke some ribs.
That man's not here.
Yeah, I gotta.
Cannabis just isn't for everyone. Period. No says that everyone should do it, but everyone has their levels that they need relief from.
Sometimes better than yours.
5 milligrams of crap or a crack is the way to go.
Right.
Well,
So-
to be honest with you guys, there's a lot of studies out there that say high tolerances are the key to opening a lot of doors as far as treatment is concerned. When you start to look at a lot of treatment regimens for people with seizure disorders and things like that, they go with high dosages because it's about overloading the system with the cannabinoids.
Well, I want to say too, when I went through my withdrawals, when I quit fentanyl on my own after I found out that concentrates just literally stopped physical withdrawals right in their tracks and allowed your body to rest and recover. You know, it's unbelievable. And I stand by that. I don't care if it's heroin, I don't care if it's alcohol or opioids or anything that has a physical withdrawal that keeps you from continuing your journey to a healthier lifestyle. Concentrates will help you. And like we all said, that's another stigma that, oh, no, you're just addicted to weed. I'm sorry. I don't see any studies that show that actually there's an addiction like alcohol and everything else, the way it affects the brain when it comes to cannabis.
I don't know. I've been in situations where I couldn't smoke for a portion of time and I didn't have any issues. You know, I was a little grumpy. You know, I didn't sleep as good.
Grumpier, maybe.
Hey, actually, I was waking up so early, I had to get out of the house and start walking and jogging around the neighborhood because I would wake up so early.
Yeah.
Even when I do smoke, I still get up early, right around 6:37. So you can imagine I'm waking up 4 o'clock in the morning and not sleeping much. But
we need sleep, and that's the number one thing right there. Is that and anything that cannabis will do, it will help you sleep. And if you can have a good, because without a good sleep pattern, that's affecting your health more than anything to a negative.
Right. Right. And then just kind of going off of our national article that you mentioned earlier, Dave. I mean, I work out. Everybody knows I work out a lot. I'm ridiculously strong for my size. Everybody I see in the gym always asks me questions because I always wear a weed shirt to the gym. Most of the people that do work out that I see in the gym smoke as well. And they do support legalization. So, I mean, the whole lazy stoner thing, it doesn't fly. And then think about like the events that we've all been at. We've been out there marching, organizing for months straight. Since April, the Wake and Bake crew has been doing this every single morning. And, you know, we just got to break that negative stigma. Definitely got to break that. Thank you for joining us, Carissa. I'm adding a couple people. We normally don't do that, but we don't have a guest speaker today, so we'll just kind of drop you in and keep rolling with it.
Mike.
Welcome to the live show.
Morning, Chris.
Hey, Mike.
What's up, Greg?
The easiest way for us all to kill this stoner stigma is for all the people that are in high positions that have been doing this for decades, wall high, finally come out of the closet.
And let's get these people in charge of some of these committees. I'm so tired of these governments putting committees together with a group of people that absolutely have no experience in the cannabis industry or the cannabis culture or anything. And they're making decisions for our state, and they're supposed to be representing the people that want it.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's kind of hard to, you know, force people out of the closet. I've been doing it for years. If you guys didn't notice, Minnesota marijuana, I've been snatching people out of the closet for years. They come by our booth and they're like, oh, I support it. I take a picture. Here, I'm going to take a picture of you and slap it on social media. Like, you can't hide. But we just got people to come out of the cannabis closet as much as possible. And we got to keep doing the stuff that we're doing, showing people and breaking the stigma. Like, we're not lazy. We're out here doing stuff. I don't want to go too long on this national topic. This is a great discussion. Maybe we can continue the discussion after we go over some of the local stuff we got going on. So I'll skip into the local news. Locally, this month, we have a couple of events coming up. This Thursday, Christian Foss with Organizing Empowerment will be joining us on our live feed. Organizing Empowerment is the organization that put together the app that we're using to help get the volunteers engaged in legalization. It's going to revolutionize the way that we communicate. It's also going to revolutionize the way that we organize, especially during COVID-19 when people can't really get out into the community. Some people are afraid. It's created an opportunity for everybody to get involved, no matter where they're at or what they're doing. It's pretty dope. So if you don't have the Organizing Empowerment app, please download that and check it out. Also, this month, the 14th, July 14th, we'll be on with the Secretary of State's office. We'll be talking about absentee ballot voting and how you can actually get out to vote. I printed a bunch of these get out to vote bracelets. We handed some of those out. You're not gonna be able,
There
you're
you
not gonna
go.
be able to see this.
Do it like this.
Upside down.
Upside down. Legalize in
HB60.
Minnesota. Smoke the Vote 2020. You can see that. We're trying to get people out. You know, we're trying to build awareness. But the 14th, we'll be on with the Secretary of State talking about voting and absentee ballot voting. On the 18th, we'll be in Duluth with Ginger. What you got going on out there, Ginger?
On the 18th, we have at 12:30 at Leif Erikson Park, we have register to vote, and we're gonna also get people to pledge. We'll be right by the Stone Stage. Come on out, come see us, come get hooked up with normal and the unnormal.
Right. And then on July 26th, Cannabis March for Freedom. We need as many of you guys to show up and march with us. If you haven't had the opportunity to march with me in a parade or a festival, a lot of you have already marched with me. We've been marching year after year after year, not even recently, but all the events we usually march at. Please come out, march with us, stand up for freedom. If you didn't register to vote, come out, register to vote, pledge to vote, pick up some merch, and let's really make an impact. After our Cannabis March for Freedom, we'll also be doing Loud on the River, which is a private boat ride. Currently it's sold out, but we'll possibly have more tickets available for people coming down. So please come down, and as openings arise, we'll add you guys onto our list. In addition to that, we'll have Jones in Your Bones. Corey Jones is gonna come out and he's gonna cook some food for us. So it's gonna be a good time. Come out, eat, get hydrated, march, and then enjoy the boat ride if we have additional seats. I think that's all we have for local news. Did I miss anything, team? Wake and Bake crew?
I don't think so.
If anybody has ideas where we
Question.
can
Then
do
Chris
it,
had a question, Michael.
get out, let us know.
Right. Kind of
you
what Ed
talk about-
said. If you have ideas on things that you want us to get out to, let us know. If you have events going on and you want us to show up, let us know. The thing is a lot of people want us to come, but they tell me like the day of the event. And then I'm like, I don't know if I can make it to that. Let us know in advance so the crew can kind of organize and we can give you a shout out and then we can show up together. Nice point, Ed. So we'll move on to Jenny. Jenny's gonna drop a 420 fact for us if you're ready, Jenny.
Yep.
Lay that track down.
Let me just pull it up quick here. Oh, wrong button.
So are we doing the march prior to the boat event?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
We're gonna-
okay. Which way, like, what are our roads we're gonna be on?
Sidewalk.
We're gonna take Robert Street. Give me 1 second here, sorry. Greg, can you describe the route for her real quick?
It's going to be a stoner 5K, so it's not a full 5K, but yeah, we go up. Greg, what's the, Greg has the routes. He knows.
So
the
we're
routes.
we're gonna go down to Robert Street. We're gonna go up Robert Street into downtown St. Paul. We're gonna walk through downtown St. Paul and we're gonna take the Wabasha Bridge back across to
Okay.
Harriet Island. So we're gonna start at Harriet Island. We're gonna finish at Harriet Island.
You're gonna keep it on the sidewalks, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
so
You know, sidewalks.
the boat time is at noon, but is that what time we're actually gonna gather for
No,
the
boat
walk?
the boat leaves at 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
So 12
From 11.
12's the
So
beginning.
yeah, so from about 11 to about 12:30, I'll be checking people in, giving people their tickets, and we'll also be eating. We'll have food, and then around 12:30, we're gonna start the march. We're gonna march back to Harriet Island, and then we're gonna get ready to load the boat.
Awesome,
And-
awesome.
And for people that participated in the march, we might be getting shirts.
Yes, I am printing shirts. I'm trying to figure out the best way to get the shirts to supporters. But I'll
I
be
think
printing
have
shirts so
if their
people have.
shirt go
Well,
up to Mark.
They're on the sidewalk marching. They'll be in a pretty good line. You could just go right down the line. They're handing them out.
That's what I was thinking, Mike. I was thinking as the usher, as people went past me, they could fucking grab a shirt.
Yeah, but you wait till you're at the march. So when you come back, everybody gets
Yeah.
their shirt.
I was thinking go up through the march a little bit ways. So as people got to me a few blocks away.
1 second here.
Artist of the day.
Yeah, we'll figure that portion out. So this is Mad Respect by Dyad Riot, another local group.
Where are they playing at?
Mandy, you're my Ice Ice baby girl.
I'm your what?
My Ice Ice baby.
I saved you with the ice.
I love
So that
you.
was
You sure did.
Mad Respect. That was Mad Respect by Dyad Riot. Check them out on Facebook. It's another group that sponsored the Minnesota marijuana mix that we put out. So make sure you guys go out and support them. I guess we'll move on to our speaker section right now. We would normally have a speaker on, but we don't have a speaker today. We will have a speaker Thursday and the 14th. So please tune in for those speakers. Did we have anything for our speaker section? Vandella, Corey, Greg, how did you guys enjoy the march yesterday?
It was good.
It was
I had a
fun.
good time. It was it was nice to listen to his mom. That was interesting to hear.
Right. Thank you guys for coming out marching with us. Jordan's not on. Jordan shows up to a lot of events, but he doesn't jump on the Zoom every day.
I was there
got
too,
kids in the
Michael.
morning. Oh, Mandy, I'm sorry. Mandy, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh,
I'm looking
Hey,
around the screen.
That was my first march. I very much enjoyed it.
Right. Glad you guys had a good time. Carried the flags out there. You okay, Corey?
Video.
Oh,
hey Corey,
you
was that a rib?
How's your ribs?
They're still good. They're good.
So yeah, we got to march out there. I did do a post this morning that we were talking a little bit about, and maybe I'll talk about it now. It kind of sucks that we go to events and normally when people see our flags, they instantly slap us with a ton of stigma. This isn't the first time it's happened. They did ask us to stand at the back of the parade if we were going to walk with our flag. I was a little bothered by it, but we'll march in the back. I think we stayed in the back, did we, Corey? We stayed somewhere.
Nah, somewhere in the back.
Well,
We
when
made
the
it to
parade
the front.
stopped- Well, when the parade stopped, we marched up. But then as it was
Yeah.
marching and going, we stayed in the middle or the back.
Yeah, we were all right. We were away from them enough.
Like the middle.
Right. But it sucks because people always slap us with that stigma every time they see us. And it doesn't really matter who it is. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, if you're an organizer. And it bothers me because I would think that, some of the black-led organizations that understand the impact that marijuana has on our community specifically. Now, don't get me wrong. It does impact white communities. It does impact veterans. It does impact patients. It impacts us all. But for us to be talking about Black Lives Matter and not address this issue is baffling to me. You know, I don't understand. Maybe it's that they don't have the knowledge or the understanding, but
I think that's
I've
what
watched
it
it
is.
happen to us over and over and again. You know, the
I
smell of
mean, the
marijuana in the
cop
property.
was in the car, you know, fucking with them because he said it smelled marijuana.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
and they never even mentioned that there.
the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, the man is dead because, and a lot of people, the use
Right.
of smelling marijuana is their opening for probable cause and for them to go ahead and fuck with it.
That's why they
I don't understand it either. I think it's really fucked up that they don't support what it is that, you know, you're trying to do
think-
with legalization, with normal, and get involved with our organization.
Well, I think there's a disconnect. People don't put two and two together. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so they see it in like their idea, like what comes to their mind, which is like even unintentional. It's just like we've all been brainwashed, even growing up through school, elementary, through the DARE program, all that stuff, to believe marijuana is like this bad thing, like this bad drug.
Right.
And so even if they consciously have some little bit of understanding about marijuana, and you know, it's not actually a drug, and it's more of a medicine, and you know, it's been used in order to you know, target and profile people, blacks more specifically, but just about anybody who doesn't meet their you know, the police's
standards.
profile. You know what I mean? And so like it's just like this unconscious thing that comes up. You see it and you think, you know, all that stuff comes rushing back. And so I think definitely that re-education part is going to be most important. The more we re-educate it, the more that we continue to show them, like connect the dots for them, the more
Right.
it'll sink in and be like, oh shit, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, let's do it.
Right. Well, you know, I do got to give a shout out to John Thompson. And I like John because he's always uncut and unfiltered. You know, he's going to say what the fuck he want to say. And yesterday at the march, he stood up there and he came on our show and he talked to us about legalization. And he went up there, and when he was talking, he pointed us out, pointed out our flags, talked about the work we're doing. He talked about the impacts marijuana prohibition has on Black communities and everybody, and that it needed to be legalized. The entire crowd started cheering. Now, when we started marching, they was looking at us crazy, but when he got up there and said it, they all cheered. Like, we need more leaders.
We need more
do
people
that, to have the courage to stand up and address this issue with us. You know, we need them to take a stance. The legislators that are saying I support legalization, they need to start talking. You can't just say I support legalization, but then if we tag you on a post on Facebook or we invite you, you want to hide out, you don't want to do it because it might affect your campaign. If you feel like it's going to affect your campaign, that's why you're saying it. Let it affect it. If they don't want to support you for that, you know, you got to stand up. You got to stand up with us. You know, there's no more, you know, I support you, but you're in the background. You know, I think a couple of the organized said it at an event the other day. You know, either you support us or you're against us. You know, there's no kind of in-between ground.
We all know what prohibition of cannabis stands for and why it was created in the first place. Because of greed and racism. Thank you, Mr. Anslinger.
You know, cannabis has been a tool of oppression for many, many years. I say people ask why we're out there. Let's start shoving the numbers down their throat. Let's show them on paper why we're out. Let's show them. We've done it with alcohol statistics. We've done it with other drug statistics. Let's show them with this. Why not?
The thing is though, y'all, like, numbers don't change hearts and minds about things.
No,
you know,
correct.
Think like personal stories.
Yeah,
One of the things that I talked with about over the years is I think that us, you know, doing a coming out campaign and helping to like normalize, you know, people that use marijuana. I mean, we're your neighbors, you know, we work. We are leaders in community. We have contributed, you know, to making our communities better. You know, we volunteer at our churches and like all kinds of stuff. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it has to be more than the numbers. You know, we got to figure out how to get them to like, you know,
Understand that
right.
we're regular people and it impacts us.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I
I
think we were
literally
working
lost
on that.
my
So
kids for it because
if
I
you
smoke
guys
weed.
did not send me your personal story,
Oh
I've been
shit.
waiting and waiting and waiting and
Man, my
waiting.
bad,
I don't
bro.
know when it was. We was in St. Cloud and I took the pictures, but I still haven't got a single story. So please send me your story so we can start posting those. Sign up.
I typed mine up, but I didn't like it.
Right. Well, your story is your
Mhm.
story. Tell it how you want. But that's the thing is, all of our stories, all of our stories will be different. You know, we all got different stories. And like for me, legalization, it's a civil rights issue. You know, it's a civil rights. It impacts us dramatically. I use cannabis a little bit. I'm not a heavy stoner. Those of you guys that know me, I don't smoke blunt after blunt after blunt. I'll smoke a joint maybe in the morning, a joint at night, maybe a joint before I go to the gym. I'll hit a couple times, but it's more about the impact that it has on our communities. All of us, you know. What's your story? Tell us your story. I'm going to share them with our whole network, man. We got to let people understand that we're just regular people. And
Maybe I'm on
yeah,
the call right now.
I think I'm rambling a lot.
All right, I love you.
You're
Now
doing
you want those to be just a paragraph, or can it be a story?
It can be a whole story. We did this
It can be a whole. It'll be. It
How about
can
a
be a whole
video?
story if you want. If it's just a paragraph, do a paragraph. You know, it's whatever you feel comfortable sharing. But
How about
share
a
your
video?
experiences. You know, what was that?
How about a video?
We can do a video.
Yeah, I
Photo, a
definitely,
video.
I'd love to share my story just because it's helped me get off of opiates, which was a dead end road.
Hey,
It's
me too.
helped me in so many ways. And on top of it, I have personal experience because
me too.
I worked for Hennepin County Sheriff's Department, and I've always been pro marijuana and got nothing but smoke for it and fucking constant UAs, thinking I'm gonna do it while I'm not on the job. Well, I'm not gonna fuck with my money. But you want to know something? Fucking, they didn't care if I'm on a bunch of opiates and shit
Right.
like that.
That's
You know,
fucked up.
and this is what's helped me recover from getting off of so many medications and being more in control of myself than I've ever been.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's
Good for you.
yeah, and it can't just be these Gallup pull-ups that say 7 in 10 people agree to smoke marijuana. We have to put faces behind those numbers, and they have to really see it in full
What
effect.
Simon was saying, yep.
Yep.
And I'm kind of I have been hiding it for the longest times. I walk my dogs
have
and
to.
smoke. I smoke in my backyard. I don't give a flying fuck.
Doesn't have to.
You know,
Yep.
what are you gonna arrest me for consuming something that doesn't kill me, inebriate me, beat my kids, or fuck you up?
Bring it
Leave
on.
me be.
Right.
Exactly.
I missed you, Carissa.
I've missed you too.
I'm glad you're feeling
would
better. I was a
under
little
better
worried about you at the
circumstances.
barbecue.
I know.
Yeah, you
No
had us
worries.
all nervous.
Yeah, it was really hot out there too. I had to put my son in the car and turn the air conditioner on because he was so hot. He was like getting dizzy and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got heat stroke like
yeah,
real quick, and that shit's I could tell. I felt all the symptoms. I was like, man, I gotta take cover.
yeah.
my
I
wife
know.
still my
Actually,
wife still wipes out from it.
Actually,
wanna
when we
know
were getting
something?
out of the car, when you were
Every
walking to the car, we were just getting out of the car from taking a AC break. Right.
Everybody there was an upstanding person. It's not like we're some kind of people where we're gonna drop people off in the street. We're gonna abandon them. We're gonna do anything. We're gonna do our best we can to help somebody. And that showed me so many people are true. And to hold that kind of bullshit against us just because we partake in some medicine from the earth is beyond me. And I love all you guys. I have mad respect.
Thank you.
Thank
Love
you,
you.
Carissa.
Love you, Chris. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Love all you.
This is our family. Yeah, hey,
Definitely.
Mari, I'm gonna let you go ahead and wrap us up so we can get off of the live, and then we'll get on to the Minnesota
after show.
or the Wake and Bake
Free
crew.
for all.
If anybody wants to partake in the after show, join the Zoom meeting.
So
So let's see if I can find some music to play for you in the
sweet.
back. I think your mic is loud enough.
Is it loud enough?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right.
Oh. 1 second here, man. Let me adjust this.
Make me so hypnotized and you're so soft and pretty. You make me so giddy and you smoke.
Sorry. Music's a little messed up.
Who's our outro, Mike?
Vari is taking us out.
No, who's the band?
So I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. There we go. This is Remember Me 2 by Sammy Strings. You wanna take us out of here, Vari?
Yes, sir. All right. Well, folks, it was another amazing show. Amazing show. It was great. I had fun. It was a blast. I'm sure you had fun too. So, again, don't forget to go visit minnesotanormal.org. That's www.mnnorml.org. And you know, do your thing. You know, check out the site, click around, read everything on there, and then become a dues paying member for as little as $4.20 a month. But I recommend at least 20. You know, at least a dub. You know, give a dub to the cause. So, you know, and then before we close, one last word. This is from one of my spiritual teachers, Mr. Duncan Trussell. He says, if you can forgive yourself, then you will no longer see the reflection of your own internal judgment in the faces of the people around you. And if you can do that, then suddenly you'll be in a whole different universe, because the universe we all exist in is the one where we're also terrified of the judgment of our peers. Let that sink in. All right, so great show. I love you guys, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.